I'm so humbled. Oh my goodness, I'm so humbled. It's great to be standing here before everyone, leaders, presidents, great minds. I'm very humbled. My name is Shontel, Balungile Shontel Landzela, and when I am not working to pay the bills, I am a creative writer and I'm a poet. I was asked to prepare this piece with Breaking Barriers, and I can tell you one thing, that it has changed me in so many ways, and I hope that it does the same for you too. The title of the poem is called Black Humanity. There is a wall of separation between the African American and the African immigrant, where we are all black, but somehow we're different. A lie that has been fabricated and engraved in our subconscious mind, designed to destabilize and leave us all unaligned. Absurd lines that have been put in place so that we could be negatively distinguished in hopes that our kind would be languished. Black humanity, it is time. It is time for us to rewrite the history, tell the accurate story, in turn changing our trajectory. There is a gap between the black person, a gap so long and hollow that has been tattooed in our souls that even though our reflection is the same, the language spoken is the same, the food ingested is the same, but for some odd reason we're different. There is a barrier between the black person, a wrench of discrimination that further pulls us apart. This is certainly not the dream that Martin Luther King had. Du Bois and Kwame Nkrumah would be turning in their graves to see what we have become. Patrice Lumumba would have written to us a very aggrieved poem to see what his people succumb. Surely Nelson Mandela would have never spent the 27 years in prison had he known that his people would still be treated like scum. The thought of this very reality is shattering my bones, is leaving me utterly numb. See, they lied to us. They lied. The black man is not dense and brainless. They say that to keep us in bondage, they don't want us to be chainless. The black man is not a racketeer. It's a picture painted so that we could be feared. The pressure is rising. We can no longer be divided. They see it, the power that we have when we are united. What is it with the color of our skin? See, it acts as a repellent. It's holding us back from independence, from liberty, and from peace. Society wants nothing to do with it. The world refuses to be associated with it. The worst of it all is when my own people refuse to own it. See, it's when it's them that resemble me prefer to be 10 feet away from themselves. When we are despised because of the color of our skin, deemed less intelligent, the cut burns from within. When the dark shades thoroughly embodies its names and it becomes the dark sheep of the family, only in this instance of the entire world. See, we have sold our birthright. We have traded our bloodline. See, it was a black man that sold their own to slavery, traded themselves in as property, my very own people living in misery. Black people, why do we hate ourselves so much? Listen, we are not defined by the atrocities that were subjected to the cradle of humankind. We are not the dehumanization and mutilation that occurred in Congo. We refuse to be defined by the apartheid in South Africa. Listen, do not call us Negroes, the help, or coloreds. The audacity of being pulled apart, segregated, and psychologically manipulated for their own gain. Listen, you are not the ugly. We are not the unworthy they told us to be. An identity that has been hung on our necks to embody, it seems. In the same breath, we are not the genocide. We are not the xenophobic attacks against our very own people. We refuse to further diminish our light because they told us to. What is it that we are having trouble with? Let's talk about it. Is it our dark melanated skin? Is it our kinky hair that hardly ever bends? Is it the native language, the heavy accent? Listen, we have been bludgeoned into nutility, cast down and left with no identity. We are pressed, ganged on each side to loathe the color black, that it is nothing, that it brings nothing, that it wells a loud lack. James Brown instructed us well. I am black and I am proud. With a puffed up chest and a loud roar, say it, I am black and I am proud. I am black and I am proud. Listen to that. See, a new tale is unfolding. History is being rewritten. Remove the propaganda and unveil your eyes to the truth about who you are. In the deep darkest night, you glisten just like the stars. We can no longer be divided. It will be war. Self-hate, we abhor. Coming together, we applaud. We will stand together in one unison, all in one accord. Black humanity, it is time. It is time for us to break the barriers to Black stereotype. It is time for us to burn the bridges to self-hate. It is time for us to stand together in unison to unleash our awe-inspiring power. Bosa Ugulu said it well. We are African before we are anything else. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.